They can't keep a good man down. Always keep a smile when they want me to frown. Keep the vibes and I stood my ground. They will never ever take my crown. Oh, Jah bless, I say no man curse. Things getting better when they thought it would be worse. Here comes the officers asking for a search. They found no weapon, just only a draw first. But I'm so solid as a rock, they just can't stop me now. Even when they set their traps, they just can't stop me now. People will say this and that, they just can't stop me now. Even when they set up roadblocks, they just can't stop me now. When they come with their evil thoughts, I just listen whenever they talk. I used to light into my dark, he cut and clear all my path. They fight me without a cause, trying to make my life so hard. The King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, give it all reward. I'm so solid as a rock, they just can't stop me now. Even when they set their traps, they just can't stop me now. People will say this and that, they just can't stop me now. Even when they set up roadblocks, they just can't stop me now. So don't you mix me up, you're only trying to tarnish my name. You're only looking for the innocent to blame. When you're the ones who wish the guns down the lane, you only cause destruction and the pain. But the righteous believes in the rain. Love is all I got to give and I'm not to shine. Looking for the future, the sky I can't tame. But I'm so solid as a rock and they just can't stop me now. Even when they set their traps, they just can't stop me now. People will say this and that, they just can't stop me now. Even when they set up roadblocks, they just can't stop me now. So they can't keep a good man down. Always keep a smile when they want me to frown. Keep the vibes and I stood my ground. They will never ever take my crown. Ooh, Jah bless, I say no man curse. Things getting better when they thought it would be worse. Here comes the officers asking for a search. They found no weapon, just only a draw first. Solid as a rock, they just can't stop me now.
Welcome to the Hebrew state of being. I am your humble servant and host until it turns into morning. Yes, this is a late night. This is probably the latest night that we done started the show, but I'm so glad that y'all are in, man. I see Adana made it. I see the Rib saw that it was messing up. She went over to Instagram, and now she's back over to Facebook. Yeah, because I had to go live direct, because if I'm late, then nobody don't need things to be going in and out, right? So come straight on Facebook, so it wouldn't be hard, man, for everybody to get this lesson for the night, man. Because it's already almost at midnight. We got 1 minute to midnight. Yeah, midnight. So I started the show before midnight because I wanted to be able to say, hey, Most High did not let this day go by that I had said that I was going to do your word on Wednesdays, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and did not start on Monday. So let's get it in, right? So tonight, man, our show, man, just talking to people this week. I'm just coming in off the streets, man, and just coming in off of, working off of these streets, and this is an overall feel, right? Now, this overall feeling that I've been getting from people I've talked to this week, to what I'm experiencing out there in this world is that that's one fold, right? But that energy is also parallel. What I mean by parallel means that it's the same as. It's like, right? It's like a mirroring. And what it mirrors is Yehuda. It mirrors Judah. Like what is going on in this world, what people are going through, it mirrors the exact same thing that is said in scripture that would happen to Yehuda, that would happen to the 12 tribes. See, what I'm saying is that even though it's happening very personal to us in our households, on our jobs, in our world, it's the same story of the overall of what has happened to Judah. Oh, okay. Let me. I want to make sure that I'm clear on this, right? So you guys get what I'm saying. The dramas that we are dealing with on a day-to-day basis is exactly the same dramas that the Most High said that the 12 tribes will be going through in this hour, right? So let's break it down, right? So the title of the lesson is redemption of, excuse me, redemption for the accused. The Most High said that in the last days in our captivity, Judah was going to be accused of all things. It said very clearly, right? And some people may not have gotten the word accused, but when it said that we would be afflicted, that we would be going through trials and tribulations, when it says that in the last days that the Most High was going to make us clean, right? He said he was going to dip us in the blood and we are going to come out with white robes. Well, that's the redemption that we're talking about, right? That same thing that the Most High is talking about that we were going to go through to get our white robes, to cleanse us, to change our ways, right? The Most High said that in the last days, and as we talk about in Jeremiah, that we will be in captivity, but we will be going through it. That we're going to have trials and tribulations. But all those trials and tribulations were for one thing. The Most High said, yeah, you may go through it your way. This person may go through it that way. But as the 12 tribes, you're all going to be accused and afflicted. It says that when the Most High starts to show who his people are, that people are going to start accusing them. That people are going to say, well, if it's your God that's doing all these plagues, that's doing all these earthquakes, that's doing all these things, that's bringing about this so-called end, because you're a representative, we accuse you of being the one that's bringing hell and damnation to this world, when those people don't realize, very simply, that all they have to do is follow the commandments, follow his children in their path of righteousness. Y'all hear this, right? Y'all, I want y'all to be clear. Because what I described, as the scripture says, that in the end times, that his children, his chosen, his elect, are going to go through it. Because other people are going to hate his works. Ooh, ooh, ooh. They're going to hate his works. They're going to be tired of plague after plague. They're going to get tired of the volcanoes and the earthquakes. They're going to get tired of the Most High showing his displeasure. That they're going to then take it out on the only people they can, because they can't do anything to the Most High, can they? Their arms are way too short to box with the Most High. So they're going to take it out on the next best thing. Now, see, what I explained there is what happens in our day-to-day life. See, we have problems in our lives when people accuse us of things, when the world accuses us of things, our job accuses us of things, our parents accuses us of things, our police officers accuse us of things, right? That's why we have this beautiful court system, right? For all the accusations against Judah. Get it? The court system. And the Father says in the scripture that when you have to go up to the magistrate, I'll give you the words. When you're going up to their judge, I'll give you the words. That's the same thing when somebody's accusing you. They're judging you. I pray somebody's listening tonight. When they accuse you, they're judging you. And the Most High says that if you listen to him, he will give you the answer for the magistrate. Do you have the power? And we're going to get into that tonight because we're about to go into the accusations. Then we're going to go into the patience. Then we're going to go into the power of perseverance. And then we're going to go into the vindication of the accused. And then we're going to say, what do you do in the midst of all of that? Now, I'm going to go through it quick tonight because I see my brother Big Chief is in the building. I just want to set it up for you guys because as Big Chief would know and as anybody in this community, we've all been accused of something that we didn't. I see Tamara in the building, the Cody Speaks in the building. We've all been accused of things on our jobs and our lives and our friends of things we didn't do, even when it wasn't something that's so-called illegal, right? That the magistrate you be brought to for the magistrate, but the stepping on people's toes, the you know, disrespect or any of those sort of things, right? That we go through in this life. This is for those people that stay in the Most High, that know the Most High is their power, because that is where redemption is. And when we speak about the holistic of it, of the 12 tribes, Yehuda, Judah, the Lion of Judah, for my Rastafarians, right? For the Lion of Judah, the redemption is knowing that the Most High is coming for his righteous and he's going to slaughter the iniquity. That's where we at. The accused. So let's get into our first scripts tonight. We're going to start off with, let me move this around right quick a little bit. Hold on, let me move this. Let me switch out some things since we are doing a little bit different than what we had initially set up to do. I want to put this right here so I can really do it. All right. Put that right here. Like that. All right. So I can read the scripts for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to start with Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 3. We're going to drop down to verse 30. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 30. We're starting off with the doubling, the 3 to 30, baby. So let's get it, right? So it says, strive not with a man without cause, if he have done thee no harm. The Most High is saying to each individual man, do not strive without cause if that person's done no harm. Meaning that if that person hasn't done you wrong, right? That person hasn't stolen from you, that person hasn't lied to you, that person hasn't, then you should not, because of how you feel, bring cause. Now, the actual word in the scripture is do not contend with a man if he have done no wrong, right? Let's go to the word contend. What does the definition? See, they say do not strive not with a man without cause, but let's look at the definition. If y'all didn't know, they taking Noah Webster 1828 dictionary online off online. Yeah, man, you got to download the PDF because they're getting rid of knowledge in this day. Yeah. So we're gonna try and get it if we can. So yeah, all they offer you is the uh, um, Merriam-Webster online. Let's see what we can do here. 'Cause I want to make sure we get this word. So yeah, they said the service not available now. Boy, they cold-blooded with it. Y'all gotta understand that Noah Webster in 1828 had the absolute truest definitions of this God-forsaken nation. But we're gonna go with these unsuitable. Come on now. So as we look at the definition of contend, it's a verb, so it's action, right? And it says to strive or vie in contest or rivalry against difficulties, to bring struggle, contend with the problems of municipality government, right? As we're speaking, we'll contend for a championship this year. So it's a debate, it's a competition, it's a issue, right? So in Proverbs, it says, do not. Come on back up there. So Proverbs chapter 3, verse 30, strive not with a man without cause, if he have done thee no harm. Let's go to Psalms 35. We're gonna drop down to verse 19. Y'all know Psalms 35 is my absolute favorite Psalms. You know what I'm talking about? I might get a different one when I get older, but right now, Psalms been it. I see Shredded in the building. I see Sphinx in the building. As we drop down to verse 19, and it states, oh, my fingers moving fast. And it states, let not them that are mine enemies wrongfully rejoice over me, neither let them wink with an eye that hate me without a cause. The Most High said in the end days, this is what was going to be the fate of Judah. They say Judah was going to be the contention of every nation on this earth. Why? Psalms 83. Psalms 83 clearly states that they will be a confederate against Yehuda, against Judah. Well, what's the confederacy going to be about? Well, the confederacy has been about money, keeping a particular people in a slave caste or in a third world state in their country. They have accused us of being lazy. They have accused us of being thieves. They have accused us of doing no good thing, but being the wretched of this earth. We have done none of those things. But every law that is there on the books is to hold back the melanated people in this first world country, and everything that's being done from a second to a third world country, all are devised at one people. And they accuse them of the same thing across the world. They are damned across the world. They are the enemies of everyone. It says, let not them that are mine enemies wrongfully rejoice over me, neither let them wink with an eye that hate me without a cause. The things that's coming unto us in this world, we have to understand that it's coming. I see you in the building, Big Chief. We have to understand that this has already been written. You can be upset about what's already been written, or you can continue to read after you read of the calamities and you read of all of the bad things that are happening. Continue to read for the salvation that's there for you. For the Most High say, don't put it on your back, put it on his back. Better, as a matter of fact, he says, put it at his feet as you are putting your head, your crown, as you are bowing to him. Give him all of your accusers. Give him all of your baggage, all of your problems and situations of the day. Give it to him and say, and he says, watch me work. But so many of us are afraid to let him do his work. So many of us are afraid to let the Most High do his work. So the Most High does his work against you. That's hard for people to hear. But see, the Most High is not going to come and save you if you're not standing on his righteousness. If you are not doing his work, there will be no saving you. You can pray and pray and pray all you want. The Most High will turn his face. That's how he gets at you. He turns his face. There's no redemption in that. There's only one way to redemption. Verse 20, it says, for they speak not peace. They speak not peace. How do we know who the accusers, the adversaries are? They don't have peace in their mouths. They don't have peace when they speak. It's rah-rah. It's evil devices. It's evil thoughts. It's never peace. It says, for they speak not peace, but they devise. They devise deceitful matters against them that are quiet in the land. I was listening to my man Eric B. and Rakim. Y'all know I was going back to the old school, you know what I'm talking about, and Paid in Full album. And he says he got a verse in there that I didn't catch till now. And he says, you think I'm dreaming, but I'm scheming on my feet, on the couch with my feet up, but you call me lazy. You think I'm a donut, you tried to glaze me. I didn't catch the line at first, right? But he's saying that I am devising something. I am contemplating something. Well, we have to ask ourselves in these days, what are we contemplating when we're in our thoughts? Are we contemplating positivity? Are we contemplating deceitful? Well, I'm going to offer this to you. Whatever you watch all day, whatever you hear all day, is that. If you don't know what's in your mind, it's what you put in your mind. That's what's in your mind. What you put in your mind, that's what's in your mind. If you put in nothing but gangster flicks all day, where everybody shoot, and all that, then that's your mind state. I know because I was there. You think that the only way to answer certain things is just to shoot. It works sometimes, but majority of the time, you get more trouble than what it's worth. See, you have to be at a place where you trust that the Most High is going to be your bully. You have to trust that the Most High will be your bully, because others devise deceitful matters against them that are quiet in the land, that are in thoughts, that are trying to bring forth goodness, that are trying to keep their minds on goodness. But the accusers, because all they watch, all they hear, all they're interacted with is negativity, they bring forth a subconscious of negativity, and they accuse others because that's all they see. That's all they are immersed in. See, the world is wicked. The more you put up in your eyes, in your ears, the more you will react like the world. You will respond like the world. The more the world you put in your eyes, the more you put in your ears, you will respond like the world. It will become what they call your default reaction. It will become what you call is your natural reaction. Because you're seeing conniving people, you're watching deceitful things, you're seeing people do evil and be successful. So therefore, in your mind, anything that comes to your life, you're expecting it to be sounding or coming like that because that's the world that you think you live in. The Most High gives us and tells us to come out of her and gives us a place to go, to Him, to refuge. That's what He asks. That's what He means by when people accuse you, when you are falsely accused, when the world comes at you, whether it's the world, whether it's in your house, whether it's in your family, wherever it may be. The Father says, come and bring it to Him. Bring it to Him and He's going to settle all matters. Let's go to 1 Peter, right? 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 14. I see I'm gonna start moving quicker, man. I know it's late. Chapter 4, verse 14, and it reads, If you be reproached for the name of the Most High, happy are you. Ah, that's hard though. You know, when you're in the midst of it, it's hard to feel like you should be of joy because you're being persecuted unjustly, unrightfully. So it's very hard to feel like you should be rejoicing, right? Especially if you start rejoicing, the other people are going to think you're laughing at them, and it only makes it worse, right? It just only gets. So it's like, how do you? It's like you scratch your head on that one. Like, how do you? It says, if ye be reproached, name of the Most High, happy are you, for the Spirit of glory and the Most High resteth upon you. Oh, see, I visualize these things, man. I stop, man. And especially when I'm going through it, I think about that, man. I think about it resting upon me and how I need to be a reflection of it at that time. Oh, it says, for the Spirit of the glory and of the Most High rest upon you. On their part, he is evil spoken of. Oh, but see, on their part, you're evil. But on your part, he is glorified. Oh, 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 14. It says, if you be reproached for the name of the Most High for doing his work, happy are you, for the Spirit of glory and of the Most High resteth upon you. On their part, but from their eyes, evil is spoken of you. You talking evil. You all against them. You taking them down. But for the Most High, for your part, he is glorified. Oh, see, that's where you got to be at. You can't be looking for somebody to stop in the midst of it and realize that you are got the glory on you. You can't expect that. So you can't never ever really get happy in it, even though you know that in the end, you'll be vindicated. Why? Because you speak only the words of the Most High, and His words never, ever come back void. The arrow never come back after it's shot, ever. So you say, well, whoa, if you be reproached, somebody checking you, that's what reproach means. Your boss checking you, your parents checking you, the world officers checking you, the IRS checking, they call that auditing, but IRS checking you. You got to know that the Most High has the victory for you. You have to know it in your heart of hearts because the Most High sees you in your heart of hearts. And if you don't believe it, he knows it. If you don't believe it, he knows it. You can talk, talk, but he know you ain't walking the walk. It says, because you will be reviled. It says, on his part, he is evil spoken, but in the scripture it says you'll be reviled. Be reviled. You're gonna be all kind of souls and souls. You're gonna be all kind of low downs. You're gonna be all kind of snakes in the ground. You're gonna be all kinds of things. Things you never thought you'd be called. Things you never thought somebody could see in you. But that's the thing, that it's not you. It's what they see in themselves, because of what they see in the world is what they put in their eyes and their ears every day, that they expect somebody to do it, because they don't know that they're looking at the Most High. They don't know that they're looking at a commandment keeper. They don't know that they're looking at someone that craves the Ruach HaKodesh. They don't know that they're standing in front of somebody that the Most High loves. They don't know that. I don't get that. They don't know that. They don't get that. You're just the enemy at that moment. But see, Judah, Yehuda, Yehuda. The Most High said we were going to go through these things. That's why he asked for us to not let our hearts wax cold. So it gives our people a chance for vindication. Because vindication isn't just for the person that's falsely accused. But if the person that does the accusation truly comes to the Most High, then there's a vindication and victory for them. The Most High kills two birds in one stone. But many people don't want to look at the beauty and the glory of the Most High. We just in our flesh. We just in our flesh. The Most High is going to test all of this flesh in these days. Oh, everybody's flesh is going to be tested. Men are going to be tested. Women are going to be tested. Elders are going to be tested. Children's flesh is going to be tested. That means you're going to be accused. You're going to be falsely and wrongly accused and judged. What are you going to do? See, Psalms, let me tell you, because I don't think y'all understand. Psalms 24. Psalms 24. And they're going to tell me I spelled it wrong again, but there y'all people just kill me. Psalms 24, verse 29. I wrote that down wrong. Verse. Yeah, that's the one. So we're going to read Psalms 24, and it says, we're just going to go ahead and read the whole thing right quick. All right, so it says, the earth is the Most High's, and the fullness thereof, the world, and they that dwell therein. Let me say it again. This is a psalm of David. He says, the earth is the Most High's, and the fullness thereof, the world, and they that dwell therein. For he hath founded it upon the seas, and established it upon the floods. How did he establish the world and the continents? Through the flood, by rising and receding the water. He that hath clean hands and a pure heart, who had not lifted up his soul unto vanity. What is vanity? Our flesh. What is our flesh? Our desires. What is our desires? Our wants. As opposed to what the Most High has ordered. He that had clean hands and a pure, who had not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully, he shall receive the barakas from the Most High and righteousness from the Most High of his salvation. So you're not going to get it from anybody else. You're not going to get it from a human being. You're only going to get it from the Most High and how he decides to give it to you. If you don't like that, then admit that and go on about your business. Stop playing with the Most High. It says, he shall receive the barakah of the Most High and righteousness of the Most High of his salvation. The Most High is going to provide the salvation. No man, no woman. For this is the generation. This is the generation of them that seek him, that seek thy face, O Jacob Selah. See, that was then in David's day. He said, this is the generation. Our generation is not seeking him. Our generation is seeking whatever the world has for us. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and be lift up your everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. What it says, as you are being accused, lift your heads up, Judah. Judah, as you are going through it, lift your heads up, O ye gates, and be lift up your everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is the King of glory? The Most High, strong and mighty, the Most High, mighty in battle. We're talking about battle, right? When you're being accused and being judged, right, Judah? It's a battle, right, Judah? Because it's not a battle about whatever the beef is. It's a battle for us to keep our righteousness in the midst of it. It doesn't matter what it is. The battle is to keep our righteousness within it. The battle's going to come. If you're looking for a life without battles, that's not going to happen. That's not written anywhere, like nowhere. That's only in fantasy worlds. That's what the Greeks try to create their fantasy world. That's not a reality. Even Greeks had slaves. So somebody's not having a good life, right? So the Most High is saying that as the world is attacking you, Judah, as the world is attacking the 12 tribes, as the world is attacking my mixed multitude, as the world is attacking my people that are seeking righteousness, the everlasting doors, the King of glory shall come in. I give all praises unto the Most High. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, even lift them up, you everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is the King of glory? The Most High of hosts. He is the King of glory, and host means army. That means he's there to fight for you. That means that your enemies will be your footstools. That means that this world has nothing for you. This world is your enemy. You have to choose a side. The Most High knows what's in your heart. So your lip service to the world, your lip service to your friends, your lip service to your parents don't matter in the real battle. In the real battle, your mouth don't matter at all. Your actions do, and your heart does. Your actions speak because what you do brings the fruit to your labor. Most High says you can judge a man by the fruits of his labor, not by his mouth. Every man's a liar. It don't matter what the moment or the situation is. Any man's a liar. Woman also, because you need to know what they desire at that moment. The Most High says every man's a liar. The truth is the word. His truth will never die. His words, his covenant will never die. I don't care who you are. The Most High says he got it for the mixed multitude. The Most High says he got it for the Judah. He's got it for the widow. He's got it for the orphan. He's got it for the downtrodden. He's got it for you. Do you want it? Is the only question. Do you want it? Because it's there. It's flowing like water. He's talking to you every day. Should you choose to listen? Should you choose to take his word and meditate on it? He is talking to you. He's giving you the words when you have to go in front of the magistrate. That's the judging of this world, the people. Let's go to Exodus 4:14, because 14, chapter 14, verse 14. We're going to Exodus. And in that Exodus, what it's going to explain is what this does. What does this fighting do? What does this battling do at the end of the day? Because I don't know about y'all, I get tired of fighting. You know, back in the days when I was in my real carnal mind and in my carnal ways, my battles ended with me hurting someone or me getting hurt. See, when you speak about gangster, right? A gangster is somebody that understands what they're about to do, that it may go bad, but they don't care. They want it so bad that they're willing to take the repercussions. That's why you're hearing so many rap songs say, I'll take the time, I'll do the lick. See, they're so misconstrued because they're in the streets. They don't understand that's the same way the Most High wants you to be, but he wants you to be that for him. He wants you to be that for him and let him bring the big guns. Your guns ain't as big as his, ain't last, and they don't last as long as his does, and they don't shoot as far as his does. What does us being in a battle give us? Because if we can't be carnal, we can't be in our flesh, we can't bring it to that point, and we got to sit there and think about our righteousness and the glory that's upon us while we getting attacked. Well, what does that do for us? Let's go. And it says Exodus chapter 14, verse 14, and it reads, the Most High shall fight for you, and you shall hold your peace. And the Most High said unto Moses, wherefore criest thou unto me? Speak unto the children of Yasharallah that go forward. But lift up thy rod and stretch out thine hand over the sea and divide it. And the children of Yasharallah shall go on dry through the midst of the sea. What is that saying for you? Oh, you're not Moses, right? You ain't got no staff, right? how that work for me? This just let me know how that worked for me. Well, what it's saying is, what did Moses do? Because Moses ain't never said he was different from you. Moses ain't claimed to be Jesus and came back and did all of that, right? Moses was a regular man that had a mother and father like you. So obviously what Moses can do, you can do. Even the one when they give you the story in the New Testament about this Jesus character that's white hair and blue eyes, even when they give you that character, he said that you can do things greater than him. And he ain't got to be a demigod like they make him. See, they make him a half man, half God, so that he can fit into their Greek ideology. That's the only way the Greeks would accept him. Us, we understood the power of the Most High because we had prophets, we had Moses, we had Isaiah, we had Samuel. We understand that you ain't got to come back from the dead and be no ghost to be a representation of the Father. See, the battle is because you can do the same thing. These pastors and these priests make you think that Moses and Ezekiel wasn't the same as you, that Deborah wasn't the same woman as you, that we didn't have women rulers and kings, I mean, not kings, but rulers as judges. The Most High gave us one king, David, and from one line. But we had judges, we had chiefs, chiefess, we had women that were ruling and leading us all through the history of Judah, all through the history of being a Hebrew. But this world to tell you that we chauvinistic, that this scripture is only for man, that only man can do this. Then he tell you that The man in your house is your enemy. He need to be more like the other people. So when it says Moses stretched out his hand, when the Most High says, you tell the people to go forward to hold their peace, to shut their mouth, and let a man that's following the Most High lead. And then I'm going to give you the power to split the sea for all of them to see that I have empowered you because you have spoken my word. Not because you've spoken your word, because you have done what I told you to do, because you have walked my path, not the path of the world. See, that's the catch. If you want to be like Moses, you want to be like Ezekiel, then you got to walk the path of the Most High, not the path of the world. You can't let yourself watch this world all day through the idiot tube, through the Instagram, through the Facebook, and see all these ratchet people. And as you talk about how ratchet they are, you judging them, but you watching them. And then you walk away from it and you think that you're going to respond something different, or you think that people are going to respond differently than what you watching ratchet people do. You think you're smarter than that. You think that you're disconnected enough, but you're not. You're not. You have to start pumping into your eyes and your ears righteous things. You have to start watching things of righteousness. You know what iniquity is. Why watch it? You know what iniquity is when you hear it. Why crave to hear it? Crave to hear and see righteousness, to invest, make deposits inside your spirit. Because your spirit been seeing too much evil. Your spirit has been seeing too much strife. Your spirit has been seeing too much pestilence, plagues, fear. Your spirit sees it all the time. Take time to invest something in your spirit other than doom and gloom, other than ratchetness. You cannot expect to continue to digest unhealthy spiritual food and think that you are walking around a spiritual queen or king. You can't. Yep, it depends on your feed. Absolutely. It depends on what you're feeding yourself. If you want to be a cartoonist, if you've never how to draw cartoons and you just start doing your thing, you may make up something that looks like a cartoon, but it ain't a cartoon because you don't know what a cartoon is. You've never invested the knowledge of how to draw a cartoon. So you will never draw. You may draw some stick figure or some type of thing, and it ain't really a cartoon. You may go and plant something, you may put some water on it, but if you don't know the planting plant, then you could be killing it or you could be underwatering it. If you don't find out what it is, if you're not feeding yourself with the knowledge to take care of something, then you can't possibly take care of it. It's impossible. Let's go to 1 Peter. Going to 1 Peter chapter 2. But understand, we're saying as Moses, if you are walking and doing the work of the Most High, you're being righteous, expect the Most High to part Red Seas in your life. He's done it for me. He's done it for you. You know he's done it for you. Even when you ain't prayed to him to do it. When you was at your lowest of your lows and you cried out, he heard you. You may have called Jesus, you may have called Allah, you may have called Zoroaster,